It's
Hey
Ayana.
guys.
Hey, good. Okay, so let's I think we should introduce ourselves, and I'll start with me first. This is Ayana, Ayana Pitterson from the Thrifting Diva, and I am so happy about this series that we're about to start with these thrift experts. We're about to get down with some great questions that we had come in over the week and just have fun on this Google Hangout talking about what we love the most, thrifting. So, the series is, this particular one is all about what I wish I knew before I started thrifting. I would love for us to get to the nitty-gritty of some of the good questions that we can help folks get out there and do some good thrifting, have fun with it, and let's see what other things we can do with our time. So let me start with us doing some good introductions. Keren Charles, can you introduce yourself to everyone, please?
Yes, I would love to. Hi everyone. I am Keren Charles from Two Stylish K's, and I am in Hot Atlanta. Woo! Woo! I think we have the best thrifting in the entire nation. I'm sorry, I am. I have been thrifting, I can tell you from since I was in high school when I got my very first job. And my mom told me, hey, instead of buying your uniform pants at the store, why don't you go to a thrift store and get, some really cheap ones? Back then, you did not want your friends to see you in the store. You'll kind of duck, you'll kind of hide. But I would go in and I would buy my little work pants and leave out. But eventually, I started browsing the other racks. And that kind of got me into thrifting, and it's something that I enjoy doing. I build my wardrobe generally from a lot of thrifted pieces, vintage pieces, and pieces from consignment stores. So it's a way of life for me.
And let's hear from Wendy.
Woo! Another in the building. My name is Wendy Derilus. Well, I haven't been thrifting very long, to be honest with you, but I just really got into the gist of getting the, loving the art of thrifting. I'm passionate about it. I really love it. And that's basically it. And also, I have my group. It's 365 Dresses, and just my blog. Yay! So follow the blog. And that's it. That's basically it. And I'm in Atlanta.
Nice. And Whitney.
Hey everybody. My name is Whitney James, and I'm from WhitneyNickJames.com. I've been thrifting for about, I want to say like 8 or so years. I got into it thanks to my grandfather. He loved to thrift certain items, and I picked that up after him. And for me, it's a way of life as well, but I really enjoy thrifted pieces and purchased items from like regular stores. I like to mix the two. So that's my claim to fame. I'm here in Columbia, Maryland, which is between Baltimore and DC, but I do a lot of my thrifting in Columbia or some parts of DC. Our prices aren't as great as those in Atlanta, like the 5 cents and 50 cents, but
hey, stepping on some toes.
But I can still find some pretty great items, and for a plus size girl, it's a great habit to pick up. So, and that's it.
Well, I'm coming to you from San Diego. I've been thrifting actually off and on for probably since I was 16. I was thrifting in high school, and of course, back then, I'm from the Bronx, so please, you're not letting anyone know you were up in a thrift shop. You come out and you put that in a Dr. J's bag. You're like, no, I don't need your bag. I'm going to throw that in a Dr. J's bag. And then I stopped for a while. I don't even know why. And then I got back into it. And now I think I'll never, ever stop ever again. Yeah. So, okay, so let's jump into some questions. I swear I haven't been drinking yet. But anyway, let's jump into some questions. And Keren, why don't you start it off with us?
We're so excited. We got so many questions, and we can't wait to answer all of these questions that we got. Thank you for everyone that sent in your questions. Our first question comes from Melanie. also known as the thrift sifter. And she basically wanted to know how she could turn her love of thrifting into a career. She wants to know how can she become a thrift expert. She needs advice on how she can actually become like a motivational speaker to teach high school students and to teach college girls how they can build their wardrobe via thrifting. She wants to know how she can monetize on that, and also, if that program is something that you guys think is needed. So I think that's a really great question. With any type of career, you want to make sure it's something that you love, something that you're passionate about. So Melanie, I really think you're on the right path. If thrifting, if styling is something that you enjoy, definitely finding a way to make it into a career is really a great idea. I think your idea of targeting high school girls and college students is terrific. A lot of them are on a budget. A lot of them do want to make sure they look professional and can have a great wardrobe. So if you can tap into maybe like at the college, maybe student affairs, activities budget, maybe speaking with the activities advisor, and they can possibly bring you on campus, and that's how you can actually start building your, your career, your reputation as that expert, as you want to be known. So those are my suggestions, Mel.
I think that's great.
Anyone else want to jump in?
That was good.
That was good.
Yeah, I would also add, I remember in high school and in college also, I did little fashion shows. So maybe getting one of the groups, as you mentioned, to do a fashion show using thrifted pieces,
Oh, that's a great idea.
Have it as an event. If you get the local places to sponsor some of the clothes or something like that.
On what Keren said, she can also, because I know high schools, right before my son had graduated, they had a career building class where it was about, to discuss the path that you want to go. Maybe she can call the schools and get involved in that and teaching them and showing them, styling the students on how to dress professionally with thrifted clothes. I really like a career path that she's trying to go on.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
Anything from you, Whitney?
Also, I think maybe starting with community colleges, like once you make a name for yourself with the thrifting expert, maybe you can do like a class here or there. I've done one here in Maryland. Well, in Virginia, I did one, partnered with the Goodwill, and you kind of just make your own opportunities and just put yourself out there and go for it. But
okay, I got a question from Carolyn, and she wants to know what are some of the tips, because she's a first-time thrifter. She's learning about it, and she really wants to know how she can maximize her time and her experience. So she wants to know, what are some tips for thrifting? What are some tips? So who wants to start with that one?
That's a big question. That's a big and good question.
What's the number one thing people always say when it comes to thrifting?
be patient.
Patient. That's all you need.
That's it. You'll find it. Just be patient.
Right. Definitely. You got to be patient. You can't go in there thinking that you're going to walk out looking like Gucci. Calm down. Just calm down. You're going to find that Gucci one day, but just, it's not going to happen.
Exactly. Kind of start off, don't have high expectations.
I'm trying to find my Louis Vuitton bag.
Don't start off with too much of high expectations. Kind of let it gradually build up. And I always tell people, when you find that piece that makes you excited and you almost feel like you're about to have a heart attack, that's when the getting is good. That is when the getting is good. We've all been there. We've all been there.
Yeah. I think it's great having the big groups that we have, like the Thrifting Atlanta, Thrifting Divas, the 365 Dresses. But one of the fallbacks and having things like that, people start seeing all the things people find, and they think, like, I'm going to go out there today and get a Louis Vuitton.
Yes, that's an item.
I agree.
But it's
calm down.
It's cute.
It's good to have. Yes, it's great. I'm just saying, like, that's the hope that's gonna be there. You'll get there if you continue to thrift. You will get these things, but it just needs to be patient.
Yeah.
Low, keep your expectations at a good level, and just have fun with it. Like, this is not. It's not a race. It's not a race.
I think making a list and keeping a running list is
Right.
good. I know I have one per season. There are some trends that I'd rather thrift first and see if I like it than buying it, retail. So a list is something big. I mean, you can keep that on your phone. That's something really
Right.
easy to do. So
Nice.
And I always like to say, buy what you love. Do not buy something because it's only 50 cents. Do not buy something because everyone else has it. Buy something, spend your money on something that you definitely love. Because I'd rather spend $50 on one really great item versus having, 25 items at $2 and they're just sitting in my closet collecting dust. And I think a lot of people think when they go to the thrift store, they have to walk out with a bag filled with things. That's not always the case. That does not make your trip successful.
no.
Your trip is successful if you have things in your bag that you absolutely, you're like panting, like, I can't wait to wear this. This is going to be amazing. That's how you should feel whenever you leave this store. Not, I spent, $50 and I got 50 things.
All right. And then you're wearing like 2 of the 50 things.
Okay, I'll be honest. I'm going to confess. That was me at the beginning when I first started thrifting. I would just pick up everything. Oh my God, it's just 50 cents. It's just 50 cents.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was me. But I know better now.
I think after a while, a lot of newbies, that's how they kind of get introduced into thrifting, because we've all been there. We've all been there. But as you mature and you start to, refine your closet and refine your look, you'll start looking for those, it's really worthwhile pieces. So, it's all fun at the beginning, but then you're going to be like, I don't need all this stuff.
Right.
I think another good tip for new folks is, especially when you walk in, like, it goes along the line with having that thrift wish list that Whitney talked about. When you walk in, it can be really overwhelming, especially depending on how a store is organized. Some of them are by colors, some are really nice and they will do sizes, some are, you go to place like a Goodwill outlet, and I mean, I will never suggest a newbie go there first anyway, but but if you do happen to walk into one thinking, oh, it's the Goodwill, it's not even organized. It's just a bunch of clothes on a table. But I think it's to take a deep breath. If it's your first few times, it's to just focus on a few areas of the store and not the entire thing, because it is I get overwhelmed at times. I mean, but that overwhelming feeling quickly goes away for me, because I'm just like, oh, buddy, here we go.
It's motivation. It's motivation.
Yes.
Exactly. It does sometimes when I walk, I'm like, oh Lord, where are we gonna begin today? But and that could turn some people away. They're like, you know what, I'm out of here. But just focus on a couple aisles. You don't have to do the entire store, and you don't have to walk away with something.
Awesome. That's some good tips.
And okay, I think Wendy is gonna take over for us.
Okay, the next question that I have here, it's from Arnitra. I think she's in Atlanta. And her question is, how did thrifting in your city become popular? In your city, she's referring to Atlanta, because we're popular. No, I'm just playing.
Atlanta!
Atlanta, of course. You know what? How did it become so popular in Atlanta? I don't know. The most thing I can say is that I see most of the thrifters that I've met are from Atlanta. So I can only say that I became an avid, more frequent thrifter through meeting people here in Atlanta. I'm not sure how it became so popular, to be honest with you. We're just out there more. More bloggers are blogging about it, and we're spreading the word out more. That's how I see it.
That's true.
What about Whitney out in Colombia? Is it a big popular thing, the thrifting out there? I mean, I know DC has its pockets. I used to live out there, but you say you thrift mostly out in Colombia?
Yeah, I think it's like Wendy said, because I'm around those people who thrift as well. Like when I go to certain stores in Colombia, I may see the same people over and over again on certain days. It's not as popular here yet as it is in Atlanta, but hopefully it will, because we have a lot of great stores and we have a lot of great, like even estate sales and things like that. We'll get into that later, but I would like to see it get more popular. But I think the blogging impact will help as well. So yeah, hopefully I can bump that up a little bit so we can get up there with Atlanta. We'll see.
Nice. Wendy, you said that there was a second part to that question.
Yes, the second question, it's what made you step out on faith and blog about your life?
Okay, so I'm thinking she's meaning blogging about thrifting, right?
Yeah,
I would
guessing that too. Well, I just wanted to share my style. I'm not a stylist or anything like that. I just like to get dressed and just share it.
What about you, Keren? What made you start blogging about thrifting?
I wanted to share my passion with the world, and this was one way, a platform that I can do it.
Awesome. Whitney?
Pretty much the same thing, a mixture of both. I enjoy dressing, styling myself, and I love to thrift. And I wanted to teach people that you can still be stylish, stay true to your personal style, and not spend so much money, and still be unique too. That's the big thing for me, being unique.
Nice. I think I started blogging mostly because I just wanted people to go thrifting with me. So I figured if I blog, please. No, because I came out here last year and I didn't have any friends because, you know, I'm in the military, moving around. So I don't have any family out here. And when I came out here, I was like, oh, I could do this with other people, but how would other people know I'm doing it? So I started blogging, and it's taken on a whole world of its own, but I love it, you know. My husband at first was skeptical because, one, I'm thrifting, so he's like, oh, okay. But then you got to tell the world you're thrifting. So he's, you know, slowly but surely, he's one day I'll get him to read a post, but for now he understands. Cool. So that's why I started blogging. Okay, Whitney, any questions on your side?
Kathleen Jones from the Thrifting Divas group. She wants to know basically some plus size thrifting tips. And I hear this question a lot, like, can you be plus size and still find items? Basically, I would just say check all the sections, even the men's section. I get a lot of my men's sweaters, blazers, jackets from there. And don't be afraid to tailor your items. Sometimes you may find items that are huge. But you can always take it in. You can go to the tailor, get it fitted to your size, and also shop more than clothes. Be open-minded. Sometimes you can find really great handbags and shoes in larger sizes that you may not be able to find in regular stores or online. And also accessorize. You can accessorize some clothes you already have. So just a mixture of all that. You can definitely find something. I do find that stores like the Goodwill have smaller sizes, and they stop at maybe a size 14, 18. So if you're above a size 18, you may have some trouble, because here, I'm not sure if they do it in other locations, a lot of times they have clothes from Target or other stores that feed into them. Mm-hmm. So you may not be able to find your size there, which is why I like vintage shops and other, you know, secondhand thrift shops that aren't so well known, like a Goodwill or Salvation Army. So it's all about just the thrill of the hunt, really, and just trying to go out there and find something. But you definitely can find items. Just have patience.
Correct.
I would suggest, I know here in Atlanta we do have a consignment store. She's actually online now. She used to have a brick and mortar, but she specializes in plus size clothing. Also, I would suggest that plus size shoppers maybe even look at consignment stores. So they may, you may pay a little bit more, but you are getting really great pieces that are on trend, in season, and that are in, pretty good shape. So I would suggest that. And lastly, the Goodwills here, they typically have their plus size mixed in with their maternity.
Yeah, same here. Yep, that's true too.
I met someone she's plus size and she thrifts, and she said that's where she thrifts at the maternity section.
So it's not maternity clothes; they just put them in that section.
Right, it's just that section.
Got it.
But they have maternity clothes in the section, though. You just kind of have to make sure.
Right. Okay. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and ask the other question then. So I have Candace Wellington from the Bronx says, can you guys explain the difference between a thrift store, vintage store, estate sale, or consignment shop? But there are really major differences, right?
Yeah.
We're all in agreement.
Yeah.
I would explain the vintage. I like to explain the vintage shop.
Okay.
Vintage. I love vintage. Oh, and we have the vintage goddess with us today.
Well, my definition of vintage.
I have to leave that for the vintage goddess. I'm sorry, I've overstepped my bounds.
But okay, my definition of vintage, to me, it's rare clothing, and it's something that I usually look at it as 20 years or more. That's my personal definition of what vintage is, and it's usually handmade, and you won't find it's rare, and it's more expensive, because I know a lot of people say, vintage is so expensive, but you know what? It's the quality and the make of it. It's very rare, so it's not the same as a piece that you'll thrift at a thrift store for $1, but you will find some vintage pieces in the thrift store, but that's luck also.
Mm-hmm. And also from the sometimes on the tag it'll say made for Wendy. I'm being serious. It'll say made for the person whoever made it, specially made for even like in the vintage coats, it would say, made for so and so. And that's really a telltale sign that something
they have the union label, and you can tell that it's
right.
Vintage. That would help too.
Made in the USA.
Wendy.
Okay, so explain what the thrift store is, Keren.
The thrift store, this is what most people love because it is where you will find the least expensive items. However, you really have to have that time to dig until you really find, exactly what it is that you love. One of my mottos is spend time, save money. Spend money, save time. So what do you prefer? You want me to say it again?
Yes.
Listen. Spend time, meaning spend time looking, you're going to save money.
Okay.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
But if you save the time, you're going to spend more money.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
With most of the thrift stores, they do get donations, but they do often buy from wholesalers because they want to keep up their inventory. A lot of times people think, and they gripe and complain, oh, this is so expensive, and they're getting this for free. That's not always, the case.
Right.
But it is really a great place to, kind of get your feet wet, to kind of, really get into the whole thrifting, trend, and you really can find some really great pieces if you take the time to look for it.
And so, Whitney, can you explain consignment shop?
Consignments are stores. Usually, people bring in their gently to almost new type of items, and the person who's in charge, or the store owner or manager, researches that piece, and then they set a price, and they set or percentage that you will get once they sell the item. And some consignment shops have things labeled by the color of tags. Like a green tag means it's been there for 6 months. A purple tag means it's been there for 2 months. That's something I actually just learned recently. Here in DC, they do that. And kind of like, I would say higher end items I find a lot at consignment shops and specialty pieces. And it can be a little bit more pricey, but if you know, again, what you're looking for and you're looking for quality over, quantity, then I think consignment is good. And it's good for the seller and the buyer. So it's like a win-win.
Right. Mm-hmm. And with consignment shops, I guess it goes back to Keren's motto, because you're not going to spend as much time digging, but you're going to spend a little more than you would think in a thrift shop, because they curate the items better, so you're going to have more fashionable items, more trending items at the consignment shop.
And if they don't sell, then they give them back to, if they don't sell in a certain amount of time, they give it back to the seller. So you're not going to see something sitting on the shelf for months and months at a time.
A great point. Definitely.
There you go. And then she wanted to know about estate sales and yard sales. And I'll take a stab at those because I've gone to both. Now, let me tell you, out here, these people don't play. I mean, they are serious about their yard sales. I mean, they will start lining up at 6 in the morning to get in, to get whatever you have, and they're coming with trucks. So I got into it, and you get a lot of stuff. I didn't get a lot of clothes, but I definitely got a lot of household toys for the kids, and you definitely get a lot of clothes for kids actually at yard sales. So that's, people just selling things. It could be whatever, knickknacks from around the house, clothes. It's just anything that they're trying to clear out. And with estate sales, it's normally someone has passed away and the family is trying to get rid of the things in the house. And for estate sales, they normally can use a company to do the curating of the items and tagging the items and pricing the items. And what you will notice with estate sales is normally Friday to Sunday. It's a weekend. They'll run it for a weekend. And each day, they'll drop the prices. So I love to go obviously on Sundays because it's the cheapest day. But obviously, things are more picked over. So you're going to pay for what you get. You may not get a lot of stuff. But you could get a lot of the vintage stuff, because if it's an old elderly couple or ladies with older who are older, they're gonna have a lot of those vintage clothes that Wendy was talking about from their closet, and the families just want to get rid of it. So Keren, how about you put out the other question that came into us?
One of the questions, this came from Kimberly. Kimberly wanted to know, what are some of the myths that people have about thrifting? She's heard so much about thrifting, and she wanted to know, what are those myths and what's really the facts about them, about those things?
It's a good question.
I think that everything is dirty and everything is disgusting and gross, which can be true. Like a smell to it. Some of that, but you just don't buy those things that are really dirty and stinky. So.
Well, what I've heard the most is that thrifting makes you look dated, which I disagree, because I think it all depends on how you wear it.
Okay, I was about to say, that does happen on some people.
It all depends on, like I said, it all depends on how you wear it. Keren, that myth can be a styling issue. That's where you come. You're the stylist.
That's when thrifting went wrong.
Thrifting went wrong.
But for real, no, she's right. Like, some people do buy things, and you say it came from a thrift shop, okay, but it's just a matter of how they're styling it. Not everyone who styles thrifted items are going to look 90, so I'm sorry. And nothing wrong with being 90. I'm just saying. If you're 20, though, you may not want to look like you're 90. But, some people got old souls and they love it.
I have one. A lot of people think just because, and I think Wendy touched on this with the vintage question, but some people think if they get something from the thrift store, it's vintage.
That's it.
Yeah, that's a good one.
They don't look at the true definition of vintage. It's 20 plus years. You have to look at the material. You have to look at the union label. They think, oh, I got this at the thrift store, and it's vintage.
Yeah.
But it's an H&M shirt that was out last year.
It could be out this season.
Hashtag vintage on Instagram. No.
Yeah. So you really need to know what vintage is before you say it's vintage.
Right. And I think also one of the biggest myths is that you go into a thrift shop and you have to pay a quarter.
In Atlanta, and I know y'all throwing some shade. Wendy, you backing me on this one?
I got you on this one. I love me I love the 50 cents days. I have to admit, I love 50 cents days. I have tons of 50 cent outfits. Matter of fact, I have one to show later during our show and tell. I can't wait.
You can get an outfit for $1.
Right. But a myth to spread will be that that's the price for things that you should be and going to everywhere, right? So I'm sure Whitney has said that she's never found a 50 cent outfit yet. And I've come close, but that's not including my shoes and stuff. So, I haven't found one of those. So I have to be understanding that the prices everywhere that you go might be different, and that, it might differ even in the same chain might have a different pricing scheme. So not every thrift store you walk in, you're going to walk out with 2 garbage bags full of clothes for $2.
Sure.
Sorry. Sorry.
Okay, next question. I think y'all need to make a trip to Atlanta.
I agree.
They're coming.
Believe me, I'm coming with my quarters. I'm coming with my
quarters.
For 50 cents day.
I'm coming with my quarters. I'm going to the laundromat. I'm just gonna come with a roll of quarters. Like, give it to me. Give it to me. Any other questions on your side?
Let's see. Rachel from New York. No, I'm sorry, Texas. That was from Texas. Wants to know. Let me get it. How do you clean clothes and shoes that you thrift?
Oh wow, that question is so popular.
All right. Hi.
People ask that question. I think they're talking about stains and if there's a little hole somewhere. I don't think they want to know how do you wash your clothes. I mean, we all know how to wash clothes.
Right.
No.
They don't think you could just literally take it home and put it in the wash. Like, they feel like there must be some extra cleaning solvent out there for thrift shop clothes.
Yes.
No, it's the same old wash, dry cleaners if you need to. If you really are pressed to wear it that same day, Febreze it, put a dryer sheet, throw it in the dryer.
I do that too. Girl, I thought it was just me, girl. I have my little.
I've done that several times for events. I mean, you make it work. Same thing as if you buy from the mall.
Febreze on it. Not even dry clean or wash it.
No, just put some Febreze. Febreze has clean. It's supposed to clean and and put it in the dryer.
And put a dryer sheet in it for that extra clean.
Okay. That's situations, Wendy. Only desperate situations. Not
That's not an everyday thing.
I've never done that one before.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's also those dry sheets. Have you ever used that, Whitney?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done that. I've done that as well.
Yeah.
Huh. But I guess the point is like it's just clothes, the same clothes that you had, dirty in your house is the same thing. You throw it in the dryer. I mean in the washing machine. The point is you gotta clean it, right, ladies?
Exactly.
I mean, yes.
But actually, and this is my argument with, with clothes, buying clothes from the thrift store versus department store. You should wash all of your clothes.
Exactly.
Department store, because I'm sure all of us have you guys worked retail before?
Yes.
You've seen the dressing rooms. You've seen stuff people bring back.
Mhm.
So you think the item that you're picking up from that rack is super clean and you don't need to wash it, guess what?
Right.
Same thing applies.
Right.
And the same thing with shoes. People think, oh, if I buy thrifted shoes, I have to Lysol it and all. Okay, maybe you do, and maybe that shoe you shouldn't buy. Like if I have to, oh my God, how am I going to clean this shoe? Maybe you don't need to buy those shoes.
Right.
Even in the retail store, how many people have tried on that shoe that you're about to buy?
Several, exactly.
Absolutely. So what do you do for shoes? Like, do you do anything, Keren, for your shoes when you thrifted?
No. Like, no,
on like that.
like I said.
So what do you do for your shoes?
For me?
The shoes that I buy, the shoes that I buy are gently used. I'm not buying shoes that are worn, that I can tell they're like extremely worn. I buy gently used shoes.
So for all shoes, no matter what though, except for brand new, I have like a little bottle of alcohol.
Yeah.
Bottle of alcohol, and I will spray the inside. Just a light little mist, not to wash it down. I'll spray the inside. And then and then I'll step in. Because I do have like a little thing that I had to get over about feet and stuff. So I do that for shoes. But if you have to convince someone in 1 minute or less about why they should thrift, what would be your pitch? And this question was from Stacy in Tennessee.
Oh, Tennessee.
Okay, so 1 minute or less. Keren, starting with you, why should you thrift?
I'll just show them my outfit first of all. I'll say, do you want to look like this? Okay, no, honestly, thrifting is a great way to build your wardrobe on a really modest budget. It's an easy way to try out trends. If you are into trends, it's an easy way to try them out without spending a lot of money. You're also helping your community because, all of these clothes that may end up in a landfill, it's like you're recycling, if you're into that green thing. And then lastly, when you shop at thrift stores, you're helping a charity. One of my favorite places is Goodwill. They put people to work. While you're in the store, you keep hearing them saying that. Thank you for putting our people to work. So it makes me feel good knowing that the money that I'm spending there is going back, into the community, and it's helping, put people, as Goodwill says, to work.
Good one.
Was that a minute?
More than.
Yes.
Wendy,
That was like 2 minutes.
Wendy, what's your pitch? Why should we thrift?
Thrift on. Just playing. No, to me, I look at thrifting as an art. When I go thrifting, you have a vision of how you can wear an item. It's a way for you to just go out. It's a stress reliever for me, honestly. Look for something fun to wear. What else? And always know that it's someone trash is always someone else's treasure, and that's how I see it. And again, it's just art.
Nice.
You're wearing art. Just wear it and love it.
Nice. Whitney, what's your pitch?
I would say you should thrift because you can save money, you can create jobs, like Keren said, at the Goodwill, and you can be unique. You can dress your personality, and that's one of the main reasons why I love thrifting, because with all the trends out there, it's just nice sometimes to see somebody who has on something different or something unique or a piece that you're not really going to see. So
true.
And I would say, really quickly, thrift because it's just fun. I mean, I hate going shopping without money or shopping and I can't afford stuff, but I could always afford something when I thrift. So it makes you feel like, hey, Saturday, I want to go shopping. I don't have, if I'm in Atlanta, I could just have $4 and.
Girl, you just need $2. All you need is $2 to go thrifting in Atlanta.
$2 in San Diego, it's not $2, but I could thrift with 20. Like I've gone shopping with 20 and felt like, I got my shopping in and not felt bad, felt really happy. So, why not? It's fun and you're not, as Whitney says, you're saving yourself a lot of money, people. A lot. So, stop turning your nose up at it if you are. And if you're not and you're already in it, just continue doing what you need to do. Keren, any other questions from your side?
No, I think that was. Oh, someone asked. They wanted to know about a hilarious moment. This is from Janice. Oh, Janice is in Atlanta. Hey, Janice. I was in the store wearing a Gap. It was a Gap dress that I bought from Value Village. Okay. It was like a wrap dress, nice, beautiful, bold print. I bought it from there, and I went thrifting at Goodwill in Johns Creek. So I'm in Goodwill. I'm going through the rack. What do I see on the rack? The same dress that I was wearing. The same dress I had. I was like, it was funny to me, guys. It was funny. It was funny.
When you're like, who put this on? I'm wearing it.
But it kind of goes back to where people always ask, oh, did they have another size in that dress, or can I find that same dress at a store? Sometimes you may. Sometimes you may.
You never know.
You never know. I was dying. And I quickly, when I saw it, I kind of like shoved it in the back because I didn't want people to see it. Look, I almost bought it because this is not right. This is not right.
I have a question here. This one is from, her name is Abby, and she said, let's talk about pricing, because she said, and we've been talking a little bit throughout, I see, that the prices could be very different wherever we go. And so she said, what's the most you've ever paid for an item, and what drives you in when you pay for pieces? Because we make a lot of jokes about Atlanta, but, all jokes aside, it's awesome that you guys have clothes that you're selling for 50 cents. Yeah. That's awesome. I mean, I would love to have that, but I can't imagine that every 50-cent piece is something that I would want to buy just because it's 50 cents.
I look at the quality and the brand.
Yeah, I was going to say that, yeah.
The brand is very important.
I mean, I've gone to the outlets on $1.75 day, and I may walk out with two things. Because of the way that I thrift. I know what I want. I'm not just spend money just because, it's $1.75.
But that's what we said, right? Don't just buy things because it's $1.75 and like, oh, okay, I'll get it. Like, out in Columbia for you, Whitney, what are the prices like out there?
Let's see. Probably between $7.50 and $12.50. The most I've spent on an item was at the Goodwill in the boutique section. I have it's like a purple trench coat. I've worn it on the blog a few times. It was $27, and I had to clutch my purse before I purchased it. But the tags were on it. The buttons were on it. It was never worn. It was perfect. It was in season. So that's the only thing that I purchased that day. And I was looking for outerwear, so I feel like I got a deal. And I looked at it online, and it costs like one something. So I got a good deal.
Well, this is my technique when I spend a little more, is that I think to myself, okay, how many times am I going to wear this item? Let's say it costs $100, right? And I wear it, it's a purse, it costs $100. And I wear that purse for 3 weeks straight. I've worn it at least 20 times. So 20 into 100, that's $5.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
So I paid $5 per wear.
Smart. So yeah.
It's a good strategy. It is, because that's the same thing, like, you know, if you buy a shirt at Forever 21 for $21 and you only wear it once, then that's a hell of an expensive shirt, you know, because that's a one-wear shirt for 21 versus if you go to, you know, you get a gray J. Crew sweater and it's normally $89. Let's not talk about if it was in a thrift store, but it's $89. You know, you're going to be able to wear that sweater a lot more times, so the price per wear is better than getting a shirt for $21 where you only wear it once and it disintegrates in the dryer.
Exactly. So that's how I kind of rationalize my, you know, I bought some things from the consignment store that I really wanted and I've spent, but I wanted it, number one. I loved it, number two. And when I divide the number of times that I'm going to wear it, I've only spent $5 per wear.
Yep. Nice. Well, I think we have come to, the last question here is from Nicole. And Nicole's from Florida. Hey, Florida. And she asked about if you guys could tell your favorite places, your top 3 places to thrift in the areas that you are. Like, give the specific name as to where you shop, where you've got, and why are those your favorite. So I'm going to start with Whitney. Whitney, are you ready on this one?
Yes.
Okay.
Second Avenue Value Village in Dobbin Center in Columbia, Maryland, and the other Second Avenue Value Village store in Laurel. And, okay, I'll do 3. I'm going to cheat. Laurel Thrift Store in Laurel, Maryland. Those 3 are like my go-to. If I know I need something specific, I'm only going to go to those 3 places. If I want to have fun and do an adventure, I'll explore, but those are my top 3.
Okay. Wait, let's go with Keren.
Okay, I have 3. Since Whitney did 3, I want to do 3. Okay, if I want vintage, I will go to Diva Boutique in Alpharetta. She has fantastic vintage pieces, really great prices, and she is really close to where I live, so I go there. My go-to thrift store, hands down, is Goodwill. The one near me in Johns Creek. That is where, if I am looking for something in particular, I would go there first. It's my go-to place.
Mm-hmm.
And then for consignment, my favorite is Alexis Suitcase Consignment. I go there specifically for shoes and for handbags. So those are my places.
Nice. Okay, and Wendy.
Okay. My favorite thrift store is Goodwill Whitlock, which is close to my home, and also the Goodwill in Powder Springs, which is on my way home. I try to avoid that. It's on my way home, and I keep stopping there. And my favorite vintage and consignment shop is Ecology Consignment and Vintage. It's in Kennesaw. They have great pieces, great price. And since Keren and Whitney named 3, I'm going to give 3. And my third would be, honestly, I really do love to support small business owners, online shops. There's so many. If you follow me, you'll see that I like to support them and promote them. So I'll have to go with a lot of small businesses. There's too many for me to list, but that's my third.
Okay. And for me, my favorite consignment store, I mean, if I need something and I don't have much time, then Buffalo Exchange. But the one on 5th Ave in Hillside Crest. The other one, my absolute favorite thrift stores is Goodwill. I mean, Goodwill is outfitting my closet. So, I mean, Goodwill is on point. But my favorite in San Diego is the one downtown on 16th, 17th Street in downtown. That's my favorite. And since everyone did 3, my other thrift store that I really like is UCP, United Cerebral Palsy Thrift Store. And they have a couple of locations, but my favorite one is on El Cajon. And that's our 3, I guess we all get 3. Those are the places. So hope that answered her question. And to finish up, we're going to do a challenge. And so hope you ladies brought your A game to this challenge. And we're going to talk, this is for the viewers, and hopefully you guys had a good time with us, but we wanted to do a little challenge, all in fun and games, one of our best thrift items, and then you guys vote which one is the best one. So, Keren, why don't you show us what you have?
Oh, we've got to go first. This is my thrift of the week.
Oh, okay.
My best thrift of the week. It is a plaid, pleated, it's like a skirt, and it has the pin. Do you guys see the pin?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, it's beautiful. And it has like the little fringe on the side. And I got this is from my other favorite place, Park Avenue Thrift. It was $4.94, and I got it half off.
Okay.
So,
all right. So about $2.50, nice plaid skirt. Nice. Wendy.
Okay. Oh, Keren stole my idea, y'all. But I have a plaid for $3.50. It was for $3.50 at Smyrna Thrift Shop. It was my first time going there. I just gave it a try, and I got this. It was brand new, Macy's, and it was for $88 originally, and I got it for $3.50. And it's a tartan Pendleton, authentic tartan.
Nice.
Okay, Whitney, let's see what you have.
Well, mine is not plaid, but it's a black blazer. It's a black blazer with leopard print collar and a leopard print button. I love leopard print, and it's Sag Harbor.
Nice.
And I don't have a tag because I've already worn it, but it was $6.90, and it was 30% off at 2nd Avenue because on Sundays, Mondays, and Thursdays they have sales. So this will be worn a lot, and I think it's wool too. So this is a great piece for the fall and winter.
Nice. Mine is a okay, so this is
I would think Keren would do the sparkles.
I love that.
And this is the back. So that's how the back looks. And this is the front. And so it had the tag on it still. It was $10. So they had a sale, their major sale, Frock You Vintage it's called. And they had their major sale, and I saw it, and not one beading is off. And I think this is going to be my holiday party dress.
Yes, that's really pretty.
You done send that to me, please.
I already have dibs on that, Wendy.
Yeah, Keren already have dibs on it.
Yeah,
sorry.
When you're done, give it to me.
Okay. We'll pass it around. Well, I hope everyone, you guys, I had a lot of fun. I hope the viewers also, could sense the enthusiasm we have about this, and I hope that we can do this more often. Not just make it a one-time series, but we could do it monthly. And if you guys want to send in questions of what we should have the next series topic be about, we would be definitely willing to hear that and go from there. Any last words from you, Whitney?
I had a wonderful time talking to you ladies, and it's a pleasure because I follow each of you on social media, and I feel like I already know you. So to talk to you and do this together, it's been awesome. So I appreciate it. Thanks everyone for the questions too. It's been fun.
Wendy?
Go ahead and just thrift.
That's
Just thrift, people. There's nothing wrong with it. Be fabulous. Get your sequins on.
Yes.
And Keren.
This has been such a great time. I feel like, I haven't met Ayana in person yet, but I feel like we are like really sisters. I mean, we're both from Trinidad. We wore lace today. I mean, it's Whitney, I follow you on social media as well, and I've never met you in person, but I feel like I know you, so it was really great to hang out with you today. Wendy, I know Wendy long time, whatever. But she is one of my faves, my blogger boo, my vintage goddess. So it was really fun hanging out with you guys tonight, and thank you for everyone that is joining us virtually, and thank you for sending in all those wonderful questions. It really makes us really happy.
Yeah.
And we hope that we continue to inspire you to thrift.
So we would love some feedback as to whether or not you would want this to be monthly, or just give us some ideas of what you want to see more from us.
Yeah.
And maybe we might invite you to join us for a hangout.
Yeah. Switch it up a bit.
That'd be awesome to have a few of the viewers right there with us. So, well, enjoy the rest of the week, and thank you so much. And Thrift Experts signing out. Bye.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.